back to the Baldwin Kids Podcast, a space dedicated to discussing sociopolitics, mental health, and nerd culture. I am the Carbonated K.
And I'm the sweet and low Vesta.
Oh, Jesus. And today we are joined by a very long
long-awaited,
very, very old friend of mine who we'll call JR. What's
Hello.
up?
Hello.
Hi there. He was in the neighborhood and is going to have some really good insight for us for the mental health segment, but is joining in for the political segment too, because that's always fun to talk shit about these politicians, because frankly they ain't shit in the first place. So
Held on to it for too long.
With great power, bitch, comes what are you done, bitch?
Okay.
Anyway,
so what we talking about?
So first and foremost, we're gonna jump into our Democrats and Republicans section. And
Democrats and what?
Republicans?
No. What does it say? What does it say right there? Is there an L there? No. Democrats and Republicans. So anyway, in the Democrats and Republicans, you did not just.
Yes, the fuck I did, bitch. I'd edited on site. Anyway. So normally I was going to go in on the Anita Chronicles segment about how he's just going, "Oh, I'd love to get some help from a foreign power to win my election again," and all sorts of other shit. And I'm just on a dance to the devil kick. I'm just on a dance to the devil kick because I've had Love Notes on repeat in conjunction with Homecoming because I live. But
albums out everywhere. Vesta Love Notes is the one with the creepy Afrocentric lady on the front cover. Well, what is the gender person? I guess whatever.
Themself.
Yeah, whatever. Because Vesta doesn't really have a gender. But
girl, okay. I mean, same mostly, but still. Gender is boring. Let's have tacos.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're just gonna skip right past Anita because never mind. I'm over her and all her antics. Your wig is clockable. Girl, you look orange. You look like a carrot. We just
drag her, slay her, leave her.
I fucking hate this new sound effect. All right. So we're just going to jump right ahead to some nonsense from some other people, mostly from the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Yeah. So it came to light that they knew that that Black Lives Matter and, quote, black identity extremists were never really that big of an issue. But,
duh.
I feel like we need a duh sound effect too.
I could get that.
Probably. Just checking on our good sis Billy.
Yeah.
Here, I've got the article here. The title of it literally says, "The FBI admits Black Lives Matter was never a threat. It's white people you should be worried about." And sis on the cover is just looking like, bitch, we knew already.
They're the bad guys.
Duh. Oh my god, I fucking hate the Rouge.
What?
So I forgot to actually read this article. I just skimmed it, but the beginning is already messy. Last week, as Donald Trump curtsied before the Queen, as congressional Democrats continue to cower from their constitutional obligations, while we took our horses down to Old Town Road, mounted Megan Thee Stallion's bandwagon, and watched what happened when they see us, the Federal Bureau of Investigation admitted that prejudice assumptions against the Black Lives Matter movement, Muslim Americans, and black identity extremists even, was all a lie. Intelligence officials sat in front of lawmakers and openly admitted that white supremacists and right-wing violence are the biggest domestic terror threat but also admitted that federal agencies aren't really doing anything about it. and I am just awful. Let's mute her because
Hi, I'm Kay. Let's make sure everyone's volumes are turned down.
bitch, this is the first time I didn't do that, and look what happened. But okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like that, duh. We
Like,
been knew that.
Yeah.
We all knew. Y'all knew too.
Yeah.
So let's move on.
By the way, JR, feel free to chime in at anything if you've got any commentary. This is
So yeah, I do actually have one. I think the main reason why a lot of people who are being considered threats or not is because of the ability or the influence and wealth that people have. So if you have a high level of wealth, power, and prestige, as Max Weber would say, you can influence people around you at a much more intricate level. Hence why there are right-wing Republicans and other folk who, if they have a lot of power, this also goes for Democrats, if they have a lot of power, anyone with a lot of power and wealth can influence who the threat is and change the discussion to what they want it to be changed to. Hence why over-concentration of wealth in any area can be considered a negative impact on our social, as well as judicial, as well as society in general. Not saying that too much wealth is bad, but I am saying that it can create concentrations where these type of things occur.
Okay.
Interesting.
Good insight. Oop, let me not kick this damn microphone.
Pretty sure it didn't pick up.
I live.
There we go.
Did you really repress that damn button?
Because
so you could
it doesn't pick up if I press it here. I need to press it on there. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, but yeah, we've been new. We're just trying to not get killed out in these streets, and the FBI was like, "Oh no, they want to not die. That's a problem."
You mean like they did with the Black Panther Party?
How they completely dissolved the Black Panther Party, even though
From the inside out, by the way. Let's not forget that part.
but somehow the KKK is still a thing. Interesting. Fascinating. Interesting. Truly riveting. Also, and this is more of kind of a side note because I just heard about this before we started recording about there's discussions about slavery reparations possibly actually becoming a thing. Because of the way that this country is set up, I have exactly 0.05% of hope that it actually happens.
Same, but I'm gonna buy my ass a car with mine. That should be the topic for the next next episode. What if you had reparations? What would you get?
It depends on how much.
If you had reparations, what would you get?
It depends on how much.
Okay.
Like if it's just like 10 grand, bitch, I'm just getting all my bills caught up and putting it away into savings.
Okay, so that's gonna be on the. Okay, I know exactly what to post then. Cool.
Well, one thing for sure is that could be a way to spur economic activity.
Really though,
it's almost as if when people have money, they spend it.
Wow.
Would have thought.
Wow.
And it's not hoarded off in some offshore account in Switzerland or some shit like every other rich bitch. Like all these offshore accounts of people hoarding money. Like, bitch, this is not a video game. It's
really not.
You don't need a high score. There are so many better things.
You do not need a high score.
You could be doing so many better things with your money. Like somebody in one of my groups posted the thing of if you had $100 million, what would you do with it? And my immediate thought is clear my debt and pay for my trans friends' surgeries because like they need them. And if all my stuff is already paid off and I can help people. Because one of the things I do really believe in is you cannot pour from an empty cup. And not taking care of yourself makes it harder for you to be able to take care of other people, which is why the first thing I would do is make sure all my debts are paid off. Just because I can help people better if I'm not worried about where everything I have is coming from.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not going to, I'm going to end up like going on a whole long thing about this. And we're still in the Democrats and Republicans section. Anyway, but yeah, we're going to keep our eyes on this whole reparations thing and see if it's going to happen. Next, and this was I almost saved this for a rant at the end, but this is kind of falling into that, thing. Y'all remember Eric Garner, right?
Yep.
JR?
Yes, I do remember that.
Okay. For the guys, gals, and non-binary pals at home that are a little lost and don't have Google at their fingertips, Eric Garner was the rather large man in New York that got choked out by, I think it was Daniel Pantaleo or something.
Something like that.
Something like that. Whatever. He's irrelevant. But the NYPD had the caucasity to release a statement saying something along the lines of, and I didn't read it because I don't want to see red. Something along the lines of, oh, well, he would have died anyway. He's fat.
So this is almost like a intersectional type thing. There is racism, there is fat shaming, and there is much other. But either way, the fact that a life ended earlier than what it could have.
Like, that's your defense? Right. Like, so, well, I mean, it's okay that we killed him because he would have died anyway. Oh, okay, girl.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that a life
So
was
not only are you admitting that you're okay with killing him, you're just like, well, fuck fat people anyway. They're gonna die. Nobody fucking asked you that. If I want to be as skinny as a twig in my life, I'll be as skinny as a twig in my life. If I want to eat as much shit as possible in my life, I'm gonna eat as much shit as possible. You want to know what both of those things have in common? They require no input from anybody else. The end.
As a quick sidebar to the last thing I was talking about, the two big names that are actually pushing this forward are Danny Glover and Ta-Nehisi Coates.
For reparations?
Yeah. Yeah, I just passed by the article again.
Donald's father? Donald Glover's father? Or a different Glover?
You know, I actually do not know.
Sure Danny Glover is Donald Glover's father.
That would gag me, honestly. Oh, are you really looking it up? Bitch. Fine. Well, I'm just going to continue.
Just kidding.
No relation?
Nope.
Okay. Last but not least, for our first segment, we've got Clarence Evans. I don't know. Have either of you heard about this? I know, JR, you're not on the socials all that often.
Yep, very rarely.
So I don't know if y'all saw this, and I'm not one to normally watch, black folks interacting with police because it's usually tragic.
Or usually fake as fuck for the clout.
Oh, you mean like all the ones who are like, let's go play basketball with the neighborhood kids to make us seem like we're not class traitors.
Let's try dance moves with black people whose brothers we arrested a few months ago for possessing a small amount of marijuana.
Oh, well, how about that? Anyway, but this guy is filing a lawsuit. Here we go. A lawsuit has been filed against a Harris County Precinct 4 deputy constable who allegedly violated the rights of a man by accusing him of being a wanted fugitive from Louisiana. Clarence Evans was in the front yard of his North Harris County home last month when Deputy Garrett Lindley stopped and approached him. Basically, so what had happened was this cop clearly didn't know what the hell he was talking about and was trying to profile the guy.
Of course.
The short version is that the cop was saying like, yeah, like your name's Tristan or something. Nope. And Clarence was like, I don't even know any fucking Tristans. What in the fuck is this? Yeah, we're just going to need to do that. We're just going to need to violate your rights and everything, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, he's clearly saying that he's not the guy. Like, girl, be gone. Until you have a what's the word? A warrant, get the fuck out.
Really though.
Let me see. And yeah, he and his wife were fucking terrified because, as you know, the cops like to turn us into hashtags.
As they get paid to do.
I'm sorry. Not Tristan, Quentin. I was close. I had the right final syllable. Tristan, Quentin. Anyway. But said that Clarence was clearly Quentin Prejean, which is not the case. But Evans is filing a lawsuit. I'm here for it. I hope he takes every ounce of money that they have, take all their lace fronts and de-eggify them so he can continue to be sickening and go back to being a dad. Because this is some bullshit, and you guys need to stop fucking profiling us.
Yep. And that's that on that.
Well, hold on, it's almost that on that. Because I'm just over here like, We get profiled left, right, center, up, right, left, right, BA, select, start all the damn time.
No.
We get treated like that all the damn time, but then white guys get their, panties in a twist. The nanosecond somebody says that white men are dangerous, even though statistically speaking, sis, y'all like to shoot things that people are in.
And then before you shoot things, you punch drywall.
But yeah, we've got all these cases of white men shooting up places left, right, and center. But how is it that white men aren't automatically suspect for being in a public place? Whereas, I can be walking down the street minding my own damn business, and any white woman over the age of 20 immediately gives me a double look and shifts her purse to the opposite side if we're about to walk past each other. Like, first of all, girl, your purse is a fake. It's probably half empty. I don't want anything that's in it. And second of all, why are you even that bothered about my existence? I'm minding my black ass business.
It's just, man, because the hair is crusty.
Exactly. Like, you wish you had these edges. These bundles out of your league.
Bundles. Girl. As much hair, that is one bundle.
Do you not see?
That's one bundle.
Bitch, that ain't...
Do you know how bundles work? No. Okay, so it's one bundle. You don't have enough hair for multiple bundles.
Really?
Yeah. Bitch.
But
you don't have enough hair for...
Fine. This bundle is out of your league. Bitch. Anyway, that was it for our Democrats and Bloodlickin section. And we are going to shift over to an unconventional edition of our rapid fire segment. Because, and I'm going to actually pull up the article for this because this peeled my muffin cap back.
Muffin cap.
I am here for every ounce of this. So basically, a valedictorian by the name of Natalie Burr, as I resist the urge to make a Hamilton reference.
Of course.
Sir. She's like, thank you to my mom and dad for their endless love. Mm-hmm. And the handful of teachers at my high school that are just so invested in my education and well-being. Mm-hmm. They were the most intelligent, inspiring, and supportive individuals I have had the pleasure of learning from. And then she was like, okay, let me remove my earrings. And decided to go to my counselor. Thank you for teaching me to fend for myself. You were always unavailable to my parents and I despite appointments. You expressed to me your joy in knowing that one of your students was valedictorian when you had absolutely no role in my achievements. She kept going. To the main office staff, thank you for teaching me how to be resourceful. Your negligence to inform me of several scholarships until the day before they were due potentially caused me to miss out on thousands of dollars. When applying for a work permit, you repeatedly turned me away despite confirming with my employer and my parents that all of my paperwork was filled out correctly. I've had to escalate issues with staff to an assistant principal various times to reach any sort of solution. So, gagging.
Slay her. Read her.
It keeps going.
Oh.
And last but not least, to the teacher who was regularly intoxicated during class this year. The audience reacted the same. Thank you for using yourself as an example to teach students about the dangers of alcoholism. Being escorted by police out of school left a lasting impression.
That's amazing. That's legendary.
Normally our rapid fire section is other stuff, but it's actually kind of been a quiet news day. So I actually kind of wanted to talk about this because she had to have some elephantine titanium tungsten balls to do that.
My wig.
Were you about to, did you have another one? Were you going to press another one? Huh? Go ahead. There it is.
Pull out the Shia LaBeouf. Just do it.
I don't think I could even do that. I mean, granted, I am nobody's valedictorian.
I could, honestly. I'd do some shit like that.
Well, I mean, Vesta, after what you did at the Pride Parade last time.
I'd do that.
That was funny.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I am here for each and every ounce of this. And especially as somebody who wants to eventually be a teacher at some point. you have to be good examples for these kids. You have to try to, go the extra mile. Like I do that. I just teach swim lessons and I do that.
Yup.
Like I stay after my lessons sometimes, especially with the two kids that I've told you about before, because they'll say, hey, I want to practice this a little bit more. Can you give me pointers? I'm like, I've got 10 extra minutes. Let me go do something in the office really quick. And I'll just, be like, hey, you can probably stand to, bend your arms more for your front crawl. Your dive looks pretty good, but you want to make sure your feet snap together, stuff like that. And I know there's so much expected of teachers, which is why they need to be paid more.
Very true.
But, there's a lot expected of teachers, but at the same time, you need to still try your best to meet those expectations. Otherwise, because these kids are starting to give less and less of a fuck, you will get dragged in a public forum.
I love it.
I'm honestly here for it. But we're going to move on to our palette clone.
No.
Did you just... Bitch. Anyway. Oh God, where is it? Because I actually forgot to put it in the outline and I want to make it my first thing to talk about because we need to uplift a young black queen. Come on. Here we go. The fastest in the world, period. Ms. Sha'Carri Richardson with, I just want you to look at these pictures of her winning races. Because I am here for... Really? We need more music for that. Bitch. Look at that, though. Crossing finish line.
That one? That was just oh no, even better.
The fastest with her unclockable lace. Her makeup done.
My wig.
Her nails looking amazing.
I live.
Her tattoos popping. Look.
What edges?
I'm
that was mean. What hair? What lace? That's what I meant to say. What lace?
Pay no attention
to the lace on my forehead.
I'm honestly here for this because she is so unapologetically carefree about what she loves doing. The fact that she shows up to a track meet in anything but, the basicest of basic attire, shows up, shows out and looks good doing it, and then outruns everybody that wants to try to say anything bad about her. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
What else is going on for our palette clones?
No.
You just hate me saying
I hate it.
We're also gonna uplift, because she will always need her roses, uplift one Melissa the Misdemeanor motherfucking Elliott. I don't know why that fucking sends me.
It's because they're so short.
That's probably why. JR, we're gonna have to show you exactly what that is used in later on. But Missy Elliott has been officially inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame, which, girl, it's a smooth decade late. She deserves it, but it's a smooth decade late.
She's been deserved that.
Yeah. Cause Get Your Freak On, a classic.
Work It?
A bop. Lose Control, My Wig.
My wig.
Even back in Super Duper Fly days.
Oh, Pass That Dutch too.
I live.
Pass that. Oh my God. The intro to Pass That Dutch, though. Listen up, everyone. There is an unknown virus attacking all clubs. Symptoms have been shown to be heavy breathing, wild dancing, coughing. So when you hear the sound, hooty-hoo, run for cover, motherfucker.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Not like that heavy breathing. I'll show you.
Well, they do that in the beginning.
No, but it's as we're trying.
Oh, it's not like the creepy.
No,
it's not the. It's not.
It's whatever he just did.
It's not what's his name from Hey Arnold walking up behind Helga.
Oh no. Oh, that's
that is kind of
that's the devil.
Let me not be shady. We already had his whole song about him.
Yup.
Last but not least for our palette clones, we've got Hanif Johnson, which I hope I said his name right. Hanif, I'm not sure.
But Hanif.
He is a judge in Pennsylvania. He is a young black man, a very young black man. In fact, is the youngest judge in all of the land of Pennsylvania, at least.
How old?
27.
My wig.
And I will forever be here for more and more young people getting more directly involved in our judicial system overall, because I feel like that'll do something to try to, address the issues in it, because we know more of what's going on with it. I had something else about that. Oh, right. I want to see more young voices and young faces, especially ones of color, in, the systems in order to dismantle them. But we need to be there en masse, because one or two are just going to get overwhelmed by all the nonsense that's there. But I think that actually does it. Yeah, that's it. That is it for our first segment of the show, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, which means it's time for us to move on to our musical break, which is going to be a fantastic song called The Way We Are by Synergy. So tune in, turn it up, get your life, and we will be back.
Also, I'll send you $5 if you understand the reference to their name.
Oh boy. So get your life, we'll be back. And welcome back.
You were prepared that time.
Bitch, you thought you were going to catch me sleeping. You thought you was going to catch me sleeping.
So still.
Oh, what? I was taking a nap. My bad. What were we supposed to do?
Oh, Jesus. All right, so.
Sleeping.
Why are you like this? Referencing Redbone by Childish Gambino. For the record. I'll show you on the way. I'll show you on the way.
Originally by Bootsy Collins of
Wait,
Parliament.
that's a cover?
Well, to an extent. I'll show you.
Show me during our break.
Yeah.
So welcome back, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. I feel like I need to come up with another thing like that. Like, ladies and gentlemen and people who know better.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So we're going to move on, like I said, to our mental health section, which, as always, comes with a big disclaimer, though, well, we'll see. Our big disclaimer, which is Vesta and I are a couple of loudmouths with some recording equipment, some software, a lot to say, and at least a good number of experiences with the mental health field. We are not licensed professionals in any way, shape, or form, nor do we claim to be. So please, please, please take what we say with a whole Rachel Dolezal pillar of salt.
Did you just say that because you saw her on my phone?
Hey, bitch, you're the one who keeps picking up random shit around the fucking studio to use as your adjective.
I can't see you. My third eye is shut.
Your third eye is musty.
I am disgusted. She is a bitch. BICTH. Well, do you not know that reference?
No, I'm not sure JR knows that reference either.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I'm the noob here, guys. I'm sorry.
Okay, what are we talking about?
All right. So, unless we've got kind of an interesting thing that we're going to do today for our mental health section, which is kind of talking about in a way talking about therapy, talking about trying to do things on your own. No, La Hathaway. What else did I put down? Oh, well, I mean, just therapy and why you can't, do things like that in that field on your own. So, a while ago, I had an interaction with somebody who claims to be their own therapist.
Oh, that's not how that works.
That's not. And I'm pretty sure all of us.
Like, I'm a fan of the whole no one understands you but you. Okay, to an extent, yes. However, unless you were a licensed therapist.
Not even if you're a licensed therapist, can you be your own therapist? For the simple fact.
I was going to say that you don't really understand how the mind works. Unless you're.
Well, actually, to put it in a perspective, we humans are very social creatures. Like, for example, we have both the physical body, the way we think, our psyche, our social context that we think in. And the thing is, all three of them affect us. We can't live in a box. We can't live alone. In fact, there are cases such as Jeannie, which was a feral child who was locked in a room where, theoretically, there can be brain damage from just single-person interaction with only himself.
Oh.
So we are actually meant to talk to people, to understand people.
Well, that would explain why who I'm talking about has his head up his ass about that department. But the other reason that's actually something I didn't even think about in that. My big argument for needing to do therapy, even if you think you're okay, a couple of sessions will definitely highlight that and give you like a professional insight as to whether or not that's true. But my big reasoning for you can't be your own therapist is simply because your view of what happens to you is going to be subjective. You cannot objectively experience what happens to you. Now, granted, there's going to be some minor exceptions to that. Like you can objectively freak out because your arm got chopped off.
Yep.
But at the same time, less, physically damaging experiences, you're not going to be able to process from an objective point of view because your opinions, your emotions, etc., are going to affect how you view that experience.
Right.
Whereas if you explain that experience to a licensed professional, and just kind of talking to them, talking about that experience and talking about other experiences and talking about how you specifically, behave in certain situations, that, especially in my case, that'll point out, that'll start drawing a map of the way your brain is set up to a point where, your therapist can point out like, hey, you've been doing this. Are you okay? What are you talking about? I've been fine. And then you realize that you've been in a funk because you haven't, done this, that, or the other in several days. And you realize that you're falling down a depressive pattern again and catch it earlier than you would have had you not, started learning how your mind works from an objective point of view, thanks to a therapist.
Right.
Like I've gotten so much better thanks to my therapist. I've gotten a million times better at catching myself with my own bullshit, catching myself with my own deflections, with my own excuses, with my own, internal rationalization for the random things that I do.
Right.
Had I not gone to therapy, I don't know where I would be. And I don't know if I would have caught these things as quickly. Because he's the type of person to flat out, like I'll be talking to him about something and he'll flat out just be like, bullshit. And it isn't as much of a thing now with having sessions with him as it used to be. But like he would do that and then point out why he said that. And then I would actually start picking up on when I was trying to spout some bullshit to make excuses for something.
That, and also to point out that the way the mind works is we put meaning to things that happen to us. A stimuli is nothing unless there's meaning attached to it. Mm-hmm. So, for example, looking at a person, seeing how they react, there's a stimuli that we attach to that, which means that sometimes the emotions, which is what we attach, our feelings, the way we process, may not always be correct. For example, in the case of abuse or neglect, a lot of victims do look at them as being the problem because that's what they see, that's what they hear when they are not the problem.
And that's something that I'm still trying to unlearn as a child of abuse.
Yup.
Like,
So
it's a really hard habit to break, to not think of yourself as the issue or the problem or the cause of something.
Mm-hmm.
and that's a really important thing for the listeners to realize, is that abuse is never the victim's fault. There is nothing as a child or an adult that you can do that warrants abuse or neglect. And so just remember, it's not your fault, and reach out, because nothing's going to change if you stay silent.
At the same time, though, keep up with your fiercely positive friends. Because sometimes some people may not even realize that they need to reach out, that they need to find the help. But I know, and this is part of why we talk about mental health on the show, is that the more you talk about mental health, the less stigma there is attached to it.
Right.
You know, I have a group of friends now that, you know, are well versed enough in dealing with mental health stuff that I can flat out say, you know, I'm not feeling like leaving the house today. I'm having a really bad dysmorphic day. I mean, I'm okay with having company, but I don't feel like being touched, and I don't want to leave the house. And the immediate response behind that is just cool. Either it'll be cool, and then it'll be either something like, so I'll bring some Chipotle over and we can kiki and watch Queer Eye or something. Or, all right, we can go to the beach next week or something like that.
Beach?
Yeah, let's go get away. And that's the thing, though, is that they'll also, like, friends that are, you know, better versed in mental health stuff and are more open about talking about stuff like that are also going to be more open to noticing when something's wrong.
Right.
Like, people that'll notice that, you know, you haven't, will notice that, like, I haven't braided my hair in several weeks and ask, I'm just using this as an example because I just took my hair down.
The girl's saying, you see my mop right now?
But, like, we'll say, like, hey, I know you love getting your hair braided. Is everything okay? Is something bothering you?
So accurate. Like, when people pick up on shit that you normally do, and it's like, they pick up on shit.
Honestly, that's one of those things. That's one of those things that almost makes me cry. With friends caring about me enough to notice the little things that tip off the fact that I might not be having the best headspace, but I'm trying my best to be the strong person for my friends, which is something I still need to work on doing. But
one of the main things that people tend to notice with me, because when I work, I sing all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
Anything, I'll be singing.
Mm-hmm. And sound fantastic doing it.
I mean, that's subjective, but I mean, so I
bitch,
sing.
take the fucking compliment.
But I'll sing every day, and then there are days where I come into work and I don't say a thing, and people are like, "Is he okay?" Like,
what's wrong with Vesta?
Yeah, what's wrong? They'll come over, they're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm fine. Bad day."
Exactly.
But like, people know that when they know you well enough.
Yeah. And like, even my coworkers are starting to pick up on it more, because I know I had a migraine day that I had to call out for. I think it was like a week and a half ago, where I literally tried to drive to work, made it 2 traffic lights away from my apartment, and almost blacked out from pain.
Ooh.
So I turned right around and then called my job and left a message. And my coworker was like, "Yeah, you sounded like you were in a shit ton of pain. Are you feeling better?"
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm at like 80%. I was good enough to make it to work. You know, I'll probably be a little subdued, but I'm more or less okay.
Right.
And, you know, surrounding yourself with people that pay attention to you like that is going to be something that's helpful too. Because sometimes they'll point it out, and that might end up being the sign, TM, that you need. I saw the sign.
Raise your hand if you thought she was always saying, "I saw the sun." Thank you.
Who thought that?
I thought that forever.
I saw the sun.
I saw the sun. I opened up my eyes. I saw the sun. That makes so much more sense to me. I saw the sign. Once I found out those are the lyrics, I'm like, oh.
I saw the sign, and it opened up my eyes to that bullshit that was happening.
Okay. I always thought it was I saw the sun.
Mm-hmm.
As in I'm seeing the light. There is a light that shines. There is only you and me.
Having fun.
Yeah. But yeah, I always thought it was I Saw the Sun. Carry on.
But like, what do you think? Because I know I've been kind of going on and on and on. And
so yeah, I was actually I've worked in a few mental health fields, and I have found that there's a lot that goes into this, but I mean,
we got time.
It's important that, especially as males, I feel like that we are open and honest, and that it's okay to be weak at points. That's something I've struggled with a lot, and a lot of that I know a lot of men struggle with. Mental health is a real thing, and things like trauma, whether it be the slightest bit of trauma or stress, or even severe trauma, can actually affect the way our brain works, the way our brain connects, the way we release dopamine or how we cope or all that. So these things that mental health can affect us in, it affects our whole lives. And on top of that, it's important to have those people who can check you at the door and those people who can look after you. Because, as I said before, we're not meant to live in a box. We are the most social creature that we know of, which is people I'm referring to. And so that's always something to have in your pocket, I guess. A good set of friends.
Yeah, something else that I've noticed has helped a lot is removing yourself from a situation. And I know my notes specifically say moving out helps, but removing yourself from a situation is what I really meant with that. So like moving on from a job, and then you look back and realize just how abusive and toxic that job was. Moving on from a previous relationship and realizing how abusive and toxic that relationship could have been. Moving on or moving out of your parents' house and finally realizing that your relationship with your parents improves dramatically with you no longer living with them day in and day out. You know, it's separating yourself from a situation kind of almost allows you to, separating yourself from a situation allows you to look at that situation that you left with as objective as a lens as you can have, being somebody who was involved in that situation, if that makes sense.
Yes, and on top of that too, I think that the brain reacts, like if you're in a high stress situation, your brain reacts in a crisis mode, which shuts down some of the higher functioning processing mentalities and functions that the brain has.
So that way you can maintain,
so you can survive. You go into more of a survival mode. And so being out of that situation also allows those higher functioning skills to process and to go through these situations. It allows them to work more efficiently because there's less stress in that situation. And so that is I don't know what to say after that.
Yeah, you're fine. This is why I like having guests on the show. Gives us another, point of view for all of the stuff we talk about. I had something good. I had something really good.
Tell me something good.
Tell
me that you love me.
Yeah. Extra.
Did you mean Christina Aguilera? I wish I had the button ready. That would have been great timing.
Uh-huh.
And then I actually wanted to mention something about therapy that...
Yes, I need to hear all about this.
Ooh, go for it.
So, okay, I was going to say that therapy, always good. And, I mean... Almost always good. Of course, you need to find people who you trust, and people who have a licensed clinical can also help you, though. But also having peers, I feel like, who have gone through similar things that you have, can also help. That's literally what allows things like 12-step groups or smart recovery or these groups to work, is because there's people who have walked through similar roads that have that can kind of guide you. And so it's always good to have the peers as well as the head guy to kind of look at, the therapist.
Yeah, because you may have undiagnosed depression, but then you've got that one friend who's always depressed, and then they notice that you are the fictional you, not you specifically, but will notice that like you've been exhibiting a lot of the similar things that they do, or that they did when their depression first started manifesting, and they can be like, hey, I noticed that you're doing this, that, and the third. Are you okay? Is something bothering you? those are the kind of friendships that I love having because, it helps me as a person to pay more attention to what's going on in my head. But at the same time, I also try to look out for the people I care about as well in that same way.
Right.
That's part of why if I ever win the lottery, that's one of those things.
And I guess that's why there's some wisdom in the saying, show me your friends, I'll show you who you'll be, because we mimic and also we learn from, and if you have people who you can trust who are there for you, you're going to be like that. You're going to be in a better place, whereas if you don't have that, you may get worse mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Mental health is real. I can't stress that enough, and there needs to be more done to show how it affects us, because it affects, I'd say, all of us, whether we don't have mental health issues, which I think most people do. We probably know someone who has a mental health issue, who may even need medication for it, which is okay.
Right.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with taking your meds. Nothing at all.
Honestly.
And honestly, I have genuinely unfriended people on Facebook, unfollowed people on Twitter and Instagram and stuff that try to post that this is therapy, and it's some picture of fucking nature and shit, and then trying to shit on medications.
I hate those. Because it's like, bitch.
Like, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
And your mom's a hoe.
You're wrong.
Yeah,
you're crusty. You don't moisturize. Your shea butter is dry in the jar. Like, fuck the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
With that bullshit.
I was going to say, on top of that, like, as I stated earlier, trauma, tough experiences literally reshape the way our brain works.
Yep.
Sometimes to get it back to the way it's supposed to function, you need that medication.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not even the fact that, someone's too weak or any of that nature. That means that has nothing to do with the situation.
No, it's like if you took a wheel off of a car, you can't yell at the car for not being able to drive properly when the wheel isn't there.
True.
Like, you can try as much as you want
You're
with
just gonna scrape the road.
Exactly. You're just going to scrape the road. You're just going to damage the car, and you're not going to get anywhere.
Right.
As much as you can say, yeah, the car runs and everything, it's still missing a wheel. It's not going to function properly.
Exactly.
And another thing I was going to say, like, just a side note, that I'm quoting this from actual studies, like Bassuk, who is actually a site who does studies on trauma, homelessness, things of that nature, and these things are real things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can email a list of different studies and even resources to the hosts of the show if you want to hear more about them and such. So, but that's up to them.
Yeah, we can talk about that off the air.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, of course.
But does anybody have any closing insights on therapy and having good friends?
I think I'm good. I was
good.
fairly quiet on this one, but
That's
I'm
okay.
good.
Alright.
I think I've went a long time on this. So
No,
I'm good.
we want extra.
We
want
need
more
it.
insight. In that case, we are going to move on to our second musical break.
Mm-hmm.
This time, Mr. Fahrenheit decided to bake us a cake.
No.
Anyway,
Being on a show with you guys can be very interesting.
anyway,
Thank you.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, and people who know better, we are gonna move on to our musical break. This song is called "Shortcake" by Mr. Fahrenheit. Get into it, get your life, adjust your wigs, and we'll be back. And welcome back, y'all.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
Jesus. Stop.
Well, Irene.
No.
I was gonna comment about how awesome the music was, but I think it's a little too late now.
We can play it again later.
I was gonna say later. Come on, hey, let's go on a secondary break to listen to the song again.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm down for that. Shoot.
Y'all can rewind.
How dare you do Mr. Daddy Height dirty like that?
Okay, first of all, Beach.
What, Mr. Daddy Height?
Did you really?
Daddy Height.
Anyway.
Mr. Fair and Daddy.
So anyway, I'm gonna start our nerd section because Vesta's being a bitch.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna actually jump off of the script just a little bit. So, because I know you want to be thirsty. Have you seen Barrett for the Final Fantasy VII remake?
I hate it.
No, you don't.
I genuinely hate it.
No, you don't.
I do. I've seen it.
Why do you hate
So
it?
can we talk about how this
Why is
game
he
looks
like-
amazing?
Why
too?
is he lighter? Where is his texture? And where is his textured hair?
Methinks whoever did this did not know how to light him properly. Because wait. In the other footage of the game, his hair looked properly textured and he looked darker. I think this is just a case of bad lighting.
Because of my Barrett? My daddy? Where's his melanin? Where's his melanin at?
He's chocolate. Yeah, no, Barrett was like as dark as me in the original.
Yeah. If not a little darker.
So summer me.
Yeah, and his hair was textured. I don't know what kind of bye haircut he got going on in that picture, but I don't like it. Fix it.
We'll try to remember to upload the picture when we upload the show as well, so y'all can see what we're talking about. But it is from the Final Fantasy VII remake. I fully intend on cosplaying this,
Can we?
so you can get a closer look.
Yeah, I mean, that looks pretty cool, but I do see he does look a little lighter in that.
Yeah, some people were commenting on the picture in one of my groups saying that he looks more black than, or he looks more Indian than black.
Yeah, but Barrett's blackity black, and he's black, y'all. And he's black, y'all.
What's
And he's
wrong with
black,
having
y'all.
an Indian Barrett? I mean,
There's nothing wrong.
take a taste of my machine gun.
No.
Oh.
The only reason that's okay is because JR is Indian himself.
That's terrible.
I'm sorry, guys. I felt like I was being represented in the game for the first time when I saw that picture.
See, but my daddy's black. That's my whole issue. It's like, y'all can stop lightening characters up some more. Squeenix, we know. We get it.
Well, we can talk. We can spend a whole.
We been new.
We can spend a whole show talking about Japan's countrywide anti-blackness, but that.
Speaking of which,
I don't have.
Squeenix.
I don't have the
Girl.
follicles right now.
Squeenix. What is this Avengers game? What is this?
I don't know her.
What in the goddamn fuck? What is that? Have you seen it?
Unfortunately.
Who? Y'all about 7-8 years too late. They announced this years ago when the first one came out.
Yeah, this honestly, the footage from this, and JR, I'll show you later.
It's
The footage from the game looks like pre-rendered ass early PS3 ass
Really?
game that my phone could probably run.
And you want to know what I guarantee? I guarantee you, a lot of that was changed, like for last minute, how their looks and things.
Which would explain why it looks so raggedy.
Right, because you know that if they announced it 7 years ago, they were going off comics, or they were going off of like the original. Captain America didn't have a fucking costume yet because he wasn't in the fucking Avengers movie. Yes, he was. I'm dumb. And like, it just all looks so raggedy. They did the ScarJo lace front from the first time she showed up.
Ooh.
And that ScarJo, I love you most of the time, but girl, that lace that we all paid attention to on your forehead. It's just,
Pay no attention to the lace on my forehead.
do you remember that?
And then-
Do you remember when she first showed up in one of the Iron Mans? And she had the long animal crackers in my soup ass hair. Do you not remember that?
No, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? Hang on, hold please, y'all, because I don't know what Vesta's talking.
Animal crackers in my soup.
Bitch.
Look at her hair.
Now
Look
I
at
remember.
that. And then like when they got that, I'm like, thank you.
Because they gave her a wavy
They
bob.
done Holly Berry stormed her. Where
Ooh.
she was looking like the entirety of the climax of Prince of Egypt on the top of her head. With the staff, I give you my edges. Splits the waters of her hairline.
Wow.
And then they were like, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't have. Let's give her the short hair. Let's give her the punk-esque hair.
Yeah, the short punk-esque hair is the one that
was
the
lit.
best.
Like, she looks so good.
Because I want to know who.
So good.
I want to know who got fired behind the straight wig that she had.
I want to know. Someone got fired. Like, have you seen the video of Beyonce yelling at her sound guy?
No, it was Lights.
Oh, was it Lights?
It was Lights.
Okay, there was like somebody getting fired.
We'll show you later. But
and then I'd like to actually make a mention to the Kakarot Dragon Ball Z game. Actually looked really cool. Just the gameplay itself.
Hang on, because you'll have to
cookie carrot cake.
If you want to play it, you're gonna have to. Ooh,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm interested.
Whoa.
That's what I'm saying.
I am forever interested in anything Dragon Ball related.
And this actually looks like the legit like fighting that you'd want in that game.
Have you not played Fighter Z yet?
But I mean, like this looks. I mean, I haven't, but this just looks very intense. Dragon Ball Fighter Z? No, I've seen it, but I mean, this is like the 3D version, which looks interesting.
I'm interested.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got Fighter Z. You can play it at my place later on.
I've seen you play it.
You're welcome to try it.
I would love to
you
try
should
it.
have seen him playing it at WakandaCon.
Oh,
that was
bitch, that was intense.
I was stressed.
So I'm playing DB Fighter Z against this guy at WakandaCon, and by the end of it, like he ended up beating me with a sliver of health with one character.
Everybody was watching like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Yeah. And by the end of it, we both like unclench and are both just and then reach over and shake each other's hand. Both of our hands are shaking. Like we were
that
both
was terrifying.
It was I lost. I'm okay with losing because we were matched really close and just trading blow for blow for blow for blow for blow back and forth. Now, like if you could take my skill now and transport it back to WakandaCon last year, I would have whooped his ass.
Mm-hmm.
But
even though you were still close,
it was still really close. That was such a good fight. Especially with the new DLC characters that dropped recently, because they added GT Goku, they added Videl.
Who is this?
Let me see.
Is that Sephiroth? Who is that?
That is absolutely Sephiroth.
What kind of Value Village ass?
What kind of Value Village?
That looks like Sephiroth.
That looks like a.
That looks like a shake and go.
That looks like
needs to go.
That looks like Genoma's first child that she threw in the dumpster. That is not Sephiroth. Not Sephiroth.
You did not.
I sure did. I'm not pleased. I'm not happy. Not excited.
The gameplay itself does look pretty solid.
Yeah, it's just y'all, Squeenix, girl, we get it. You're broke.
Oof.
I'm trying to see if anything else is interesting is happening.
I feel like that was shade.
Yeah.
Was it shade?
Yeah.
Just a little bit?
Yeah.
Just a touch of shade. A little bit. Just a touch of shade.
And have you heard about the I'm lit about the remaster of Final Fantasy VIII.
Isn't that the one with Squall and the Gunblade?
Mm-hmm. It sure is. I love Squall.
Uh-huh.
He's the only one I liked for a long time. I didn't like anybody from Final Fantasy, but when Squall's sexy ass showed up and he was in the first Kingdom Hearts game, I was like, oh, come on.
With your thirsty
ass. Although it was weird that they were like, call me Leon now. I'm like, no, you're Squall, bitch. And I think Yuffie calls him Squall in Kingdom Hearts. And then she's like, hey, Squall, it's Leon. I'm like, I didn't ask you.
I don't know her.
Bitch.
Also, JR, are you into Steven Universe at all?
I want to get into it. I haven't had a chance to
Oh boy.
Watch it.
We're gonna let Vesta stand. Go ahead.
It's a musical. They just put out another teaser, which is the same shit as the last time because y'all ain't shit. But it's all a musical.
I just want you to zoom out on the thing and look how loud you were a second ago.
Yep, that's fine.
You and your janky laugh.
Ooh.
You can walk home.
Slay her. Read her.
Come on, Ursula. What was her sister's name? Morgana. From the second one. Come on, Morgana.
We could fight.
But yes, it's a musical.
Mm-hmm. Oh, since you say you want to get into it but haven't yet.
Yeah.
They recently tied up the 5th season.
Yes.
Yeah. They recently tied up the 5th season with an extremely nice bow. In a way, honestly, they could have ended the series there, and I would have been full. I would have been good.
Unpopular opinion time.
Hang on. The way that they sewed it up, I would have been satisfied. I want more.
Unpopular opinion time.
Hang on.
Okay.
At the end of that episode that closed out the 5th season, they also announced that there's going to be a movie. We didn't know much about the movie at the time, but fast forward to now, and Rebecca Sugar and the rest of the Crooniverse are all like, oh, hey, by the way, girl, it's going to be a musical. Get your life, get some lozenges, get some Ricola, so that way you can hit all those notes.
You picked up on every microphone. Every single one.
But yeah, I'm excited for it to be a musical, and there is a listing of people who are supposed to be in here.
Let's talk about who was credited in the trailer. Patti LuPone,
My Diamond,
goddess of
wait,
Broadway.
we got to be careful because JR isn't caught up, so we can't do too many spoilers.
Chance the Rapper. That's interesting.
I'm very interested.
I am almost positive I will bet money on it right now. He's voicing a fusion between Steven and
Wait. The gem voiced by Uzo?
Yes.
I
I guarantee you that's what he's doing. I guarantee you. Who else has he not fused with? Steven. That's it.
Stop there. We can't talk about that.
Yeah, we can.
We can't talk about that activity.
Yeah, we can. It's like in the first season.
Bitch, yeah.
It's in the first season. It's like
You're talking to the guy who hasn't even watched one episode. Just heads up.
Which is why
That's fine,
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm trying my best to avoid spoilers because I don't know if I talked about this on the show, but my brother ruined the movie The Book of Eli for me.
I remember that you told. Yeah.
Which is why I'm so leery about spoilers.
All three of the Big Mamas sing. All three of them. You want to know who else in those three Big Mamas is singing?
Lisa Hannigan.
About fucking time. The only time she sang was as a comb for 3 lines.
You know you're picking up on my microphone too now, bro.
Sure am. As a comb. I'm not happy about that at all. Y'all have one of the most talented indie singers on the face of the planet. Billy could never. On the face of the planet, and y'all have her sing 3 lines as a comb, pitched up. Me and Rebecca could square up. Who else? All of them, including Big Mama, big fake thigh mama. She's singing too. Come on, boy.
Estelle.
T-Pose mama. I'm sorry, there was a lot of silence there. I was doing charades.
Christine Ebersole.
Christine is singing.
Yes.
Her and Patty were on a show on Broadway together. You need to hear them sing together.
I didn't know.
I will show you. It's called Pink. Ironically, it's called Pink, and then Christine sings a song called Pink.
Bitch, you have got to be kidding me.
I'm not kidding. Mm-hmm.
It's called Pink?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I will show you the song.
You're just over there smirking, JR. What's so funny?
Oh.
Are you looking at memes or just listening to us stand for Steven Universe?
I'm just listening to you guys primarily.
Oh. Oh.
We've also
if we get green in here, if green happens,
we can all just drop. We'll be okay.
I will happily rot away.
I thought you already said you can.
I will wither. Wither.
That would be the perfect time for a sound effect, but you missed it.
The most.
That scream in the background is me dying.
The most? You're doing it. I just want you to know that you're picking up on all three mics multiple
I
times.
sure am. I'm just gluing down.
Like three. You got.
got to be. If you want to sponsor us, because once this movie comes out, y'all don't know how much glue I'm gonna need for my edges. They're all singing, bitch.
Oh my god. Oh god, that hurt.
Please.
Jesus, you need to see the levels on that.
They're all high.
No,
Ain't no
no,
fixing that.
zoom out.
I already saw them. I watched it happen in real time.
Do you know why I laughed so hard though? Because I was just thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna need a whole case of Got to Be.
Same. Yeah. Sponsor us, please.
You have no idea what we're talking about, do you?
Not at all.
So, Got to Be glue, the hairstyling stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of wig wearers, I almost say women. Ignore me. Wig wearers use that to lay their wigs down on their heads.
And to keep it there.
To keep it there, yes.
So you can do as many Beyonce hair flips as you want and your wig won't go away.
Except Beyonce's tresses are worth more than all of our college tuitions combined.
Beyonce's tresses are unclockable and flawless.
I wouldn't say unclockable. There have been times where her forehead and the rest of her body have been several different shades apart.
Have been times. What about now? The Queen's crown has been adjusted properly. What are you doing? Are you actually about to look up Beyonce wig fails?
He is.
Oh, what is that?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
What is that? There's like a tapeworm, a ringworm on the side of her
I'm actually glad I can't see that.
Ooh, let me enlarge it. Let me enlarge it.
Let me upgrade. Ooh, Jesus.
Beyonce, Giselle Knowles Carter. Looks like a tapeworm. It looks like that alien when he wore the farmer's skin from Men in Black. That's what that looks like.
It almost looks. You know how Deadpool's face looks like cancer? She looks like she just has a part of Deadpool's face right there.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Oh no, not the bangs. Not the bangs. We don't talk about the bangs, Vesta. We don't talk.
Oh, Beyonce.
Oh no,
Did you see that?
That was definitely early. Beyonce.
That was a choice.
That was before she started. That was before she.
That one's not that bad compared to most people. Here's to you. Ooh.
We need to stop doing photo anthology. Boy, we are on a podcast.
Hairline looking like take a look at my life. The way that I see.
Stop. We need to stop We need to stop looking at pictures and stuff on a fucking podcast. Bitch.
Yeah, it does make sense, huh?
We did that last time.
So how many of these pictures are actually going to end up in the podcast?
None of them ever do because I'm smart. So yeah, I'm sorry. I need to recover from that screaming I did earlier because I don't. I can.
We here at the Baldwin Kids Podcast do formally apologize for any and all ruptured eardrums because Vesta and my ass are being too damn loud for no goddamn reason.
No reason at all whatsoever.
I can't hear you guys anymore. What?
I mean, I can start signing
What
to
did
you
he
if you
say?
want.
What are they selling?
But like. Actually, I don't really have anything else nerdy to mention. I know E3 was recent, but my system did not get mentioned. But let me double check our archives very quickly, just to make sure that there's nothing else nerdy that we'd like to talk about. I know I'm skimming past a couple of things we decided not to talk about, like the director for the Twilight movies can suck the fattest, stankiest dick.
Which is such a shame because I like the first book. a lot.
You do know what she said, right?
Oh, I absolutely know what she said.
For those who don't know,
girl.
For those who don't know, she basically says she wouldn't cast a black actor unless the black actor was going to be a villain. Yeah. Juneteenth is coming up. Well, actually, no. By the time y'all hear this, Juneteenth will have passed.
Yeah.
So I hope y'all got.
I'm so disappointed.
Huh?
When the goddamn was that?
My phone breaking.
Oh, okay. Is it okay?
It should be.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Throw back to the first episode. Remember when there was like a loud noise in here?
And you stopped the background music?
Yeah, I was like, what?
I'm actually surprised we don't have that as a sound effect on here.
What? It's too popular.
Yeah, it kind of is.
It's on its way out. To be completely real, it's not going to last much longer. It has some longevity, but not for very long. But the last point you have written down, I can't wait for you to introduce that.
Oh boy, I'm excited. Okay. There's also a video game coming out, which I'm trying to find the actual name of. Which I'm probably going to butcher, so apologies to any of our Hawaiian listeners. If you're here, if you are, hey. There's a game called Hey Ao Ho, which means a new world in Hawaiian, and I had to really fight. Bitch, I had to fight to not sing that. And no one to tell us no or where to go.
Copyright strike for band.
Anyway, so it's a game that some Native Hawaiian kids are actually putting together, which I will go through and learn as much about this game as I possibly can to report back to y'all next week, because it looks interesting, and I am forever like, I love uplifting Black voices. The next right behind that is uplifting Indigenous voices, because they get shat on and silenced and muted and pushed over and such just as much as ours do. Okay, so then let me flip back to our handy dandy outline. And actually talking about one of the things I actually put on here, the design for the new Boondocks character, or Huey's design for the Redux of the Boondocks series has been revealed.
Yes.
It's a bit too kawaii for me. I don't know. Have you seen it?
No, I've not.
Okay, hold please. But the good news about it is, how do I want to do this? The thing, hold please. Okay. The thing is that the thing that I'm excited about this new series is that Aaron Magruder is actually going to have his hand in it again. So I can't wait to see what his take on all the bullshit that's going on. I want to see. Damn it, I can't find this new character design. He looks a lot more like anime kawaii, and I'm not. I'm like, ooh. They released how Grandpa's supposed to look, and it's been taken down.
Damn.
Awesome. Let me see if I can. Okay. So I'm going to refresh it, and then it's going to disappear in a split second. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Damn.
Yeah, it got leaked. But, of course, here's a design for it. Here we go. Stop removing it. Ready?
Yeah. Ooh. So sugoi.
They redesigned him, and I feel like he's not going to... I feel like
he will.
He probably will.
Yeah, he will.
I can't wait for him to return to scalping people verbally, because that's one of my favorite things about him.
I love Huey.
And I am praying that Queen Regina comes back to voice the two of them.
Back for that. She has to.
She needs to. John Witherspoon needs to be back for Granddad.
Yes,
because nobody else can. Nobody else can go new shoes like he can.
True.
But
So random tangent, is it me or does Huey kind of look like Naruto, like his hoodie?
The jacket does make him look very vaguely Narutonian.
I don't know. I'm just.
All right. Last but not least for our Ned section, unless you had any other insight on it. Here, Vesta, here. JR's got the actual picture that won't disappear.
Ooh. Copyright. Oh, wow. Hi. Naruto.
Date bayo.
Naruto with
Naruto Freeman.
Naruto with talent and character.
That was mean. Anyway, last but not least, so it turns out that Larry and Laurent Bourgeois, aka Les Twins, who fresh from gracing Coachella with their presence amidst Beyonce's bountiful bosom. Fresh from doing that, as it turns out, they are supposed to be in the Men in Black reboot. Bitch, you're gonna get us copyright struck. You need to stop.
Oh,
I don't get. Why are you,
Lord?
I guess like they're not unattractive. I just I don't know. Maybe it's the intimate. You are gonna get us struck. I don't. Are you done? Are you done? Are you done? Anyway. Okay.
Lord.
So now that
there are so many places they could just.
So we're just gonna pause. We're just gonna pause the show real quick so we can get some paper towels.
No,
because
Not
clearly
right now.
Vesta's
Not
over
yet.
there gushing a little bit.
not yet. Hold on, let me just.
Need to go from change your name from Vesta to Fire Hydrant. Just gushing left and right for no reason. First of all, it's not the Les Twins.
Yeah, it is.
It's Les Twins.
Cool, great. There's a gif of them somewhere that I really, really like.
I'm sure.
Is that the one? No, it's not the whole thing.
Okay, bitch, we're trying to record.
Go ahead,
and
keep
you are
going.
being
I'm not done yet.
thirsty.
Y'all go ahead.
I was just going
I'm
to
not
talk about the fact that they're in the Men in Black reboot.
done. They sure are, and I'm very happy about
And
it.
I'm also loving the fact that it is Thor and Valkyrie as the
I
main
know.
characters. Excuse me, Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson. I don't know why, but my brain just deletes her name from my memory for a microsecond each time I want to talk about her.
Mhm.
Especially when I kept trying to talk about her when she and Janelle were rumored to be a thing for a while. I just, for some reason, my brain just kept going Valkyrie. I'm like, no, that's not her fucking name.
It's not her name.
And then I almost had a fucking Game Grumps moment every time I finally remember her name. It's just Tessa Thompson.
Yeah, it's a wholesome gif.
Uh-huh.
It's wholesome.
It's Les Twins.
No, it's featuring Beyonce.
Well, you're probably right. But yeah, they're going to be in the Men in Black reboot. I'm here for it. I can't wait to see what's happening, even though one of my friends pointed out a concept that kind of sullied Men in Black a little bit. Well, one of our friends, actually, they pointed something out and it kind of sullied the idea because Men in Black is basically just space ice.
Ooh. I mean, they ain't wrong.
Yeah, they're not wrong. Here's a hint as to who that was. They rock in the treetops all day long.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, but I think that's about it. That is about it for our nerd section. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Other than I think I mentioned before that they're trying to bring the mutants into the MCU, which is a
choice.
Yeah, this is a decision someone made somewhere.
It's a choice.
And I'm like, can we just let them die? Fantastic Four too. They're absolutely for sure coming.
The Fantastic Four. You know, John Krasinski's been rumored to play. Oh God, I can't think of his name.
John who? Hold on. Spell it.
Krasinski.
Hella wrong, but it's fine. Playing who?
Playing Mr. Fantastic. Have you seen him with like gray on the sides of the beard?
I was so worried. I'm like, playing who?
Jim from The Office, for those who don't know.
Okay. I can see it being Mr. Fantastic. Yes.
Like, just give him some gray on the sides.
Yeah. He could pull that off.
He's one of those people that goes from looking like a cute kid without his beard to like daddy mode.
No, he wants to play Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, I thought there was a rumor floating around that he was cast.
No, they haven't even. They don't own the rights to that yet.
Speaking of superhero rumors, though, bitch, apparently there's a rumor that's been floating around. I have no idea if it's accurate, but there's a rumor floating around that Macaulay Culkin may be playing the Joker opposite Robert Pattinson's Batman.
Yeah, which I'm down for. I'm so down for that.
Honestly, same.
Have you Have you seen how he's been acting lately? Like not in public, but like how he's been like hanging out like YouTubers and things, showing up in YouTubers videos. He showed up on the Angry Video Game Nerds video once to play all the Home Alone games. Yeah.
Go figure.
And he was the I could see him playing the Joker.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
It'd be good for him to come back because he's been shit on for so long. Mm-hmm. And he's been through a lot of shit.
You know who else I actually want to see come back?
Who?
Brendan Fraser.
Who's that?
George of the Jungle.
Oh yeah, the dude
Mummy
from the
series?
Mummy. Yeah, I mean,
he's had a lot of bad shit happen to him, and I only hope for the best for him.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think that's actually about it, unless we come up with any other random stuff. Unless there's anything else you want to talk about.
Nope.
Okay, good, because I do have one more thing. You know, we're gonna have to come up with something that's a bit more angry about that.
One more thing.
So, I almost want to raise this mic up so I can actually stand up and get this out off of my spirit. People, specifically straight people, specifically cisgender straight people, you do not need a pride. You do not need a participation trophy. You don't need to join in on all of this shit just because you feel entitled to it. You are not somebody's bitch ass little brother clamoring for a present, even though it's not your birthday and somebody else is actually getting some fucking attention.
Oop.
Because you got me full circle fucked up. Until once
31 flavors.
31 flavors of 50 shades of full circle of four corners fucked up.
Okay, girl, you done killed it.
No, like, okay, so something popped up on my Facebook that reminded me of this. Do you know what it is?
Yep.
Well, you know what it is. JR, I'm sure you don't. So, recently was the 3rd anniversary of the Pulse shooting. You know, the gay nightclub in, I believe it was Miami. I know for a fact it was Florida. I'm 90% sure it was Miami or, you know, a town near Miami. Regardless, one of the things that rocked me to my core and still does to this day about, it's Orlando. Okay. Mea culpa. I knew it was Florida. I couldn't remember if it was Orlando or Miami. That's not the point. The big point is that one of the things that rocked me to my core, and Vesta, please, for the love of literally every god, put a trigger warning.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Like
this is going to be really, really heavy. So honestly, I would kind of just acknowledge that y'all can check out here. Honestly.
Yeah. Y'all can check out here.
Like this is going to get real bad.
This is going to get bad. So I'm just going to do a condensed version of the outro before going into this. If you've got any questions, comments, or great ideas for us, shoot them off to askthebkcast@gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter at The Iron Magnus. I'm on Instagram as Vesta with 2 underscores. And do you have anywhere social media wise? JR doesn't really do socials.
Nah.
Okay, well, JR's here.
Okay. But yeah, if anything related to the Pulse shooting sets off anything in you, we will not hold anything against you if you want to check out now. And like I'm actually giving a break of silence for those of the SoundCloud girls to know that check out. Okay. So one of the most chilling things about the Pulse shooting was the fact that the first responders that showed up after the shooting had to start wearing earplugs inside the club because people's phones were going off left, right, and center because people's parents, people's girlfriends, people's boyfriends, people's partners, people's spouses, people's cousins, people's aunts, uncles, and whatnot were constantly calling and checking on their relatives, their friends, their partners, their lovers. And there was nothing but a cacophony of ringtones going off in that club around the corpses that they had to step over. You have got me full circle fucked up if you think that you need anything congratulating you for being straight. Bitch, we've been here. We've been here longer than the 50 years that Pride has actually been a thing. We've been here longer than Marsha hurling that brick at that pig that kicked off Pride in the first place. Until your clubs and bars are targeted and shot up for catering to straight people, until y'all get profiled and attacked for being straight, until y'all can't hold hands, or until y'all fear holding hands with your partner in public for fear of being attacked or having a slur thrown at you by a passing car, until you have to say the word partner or just lie and say that you have a girlfriend instead of saying that you have a boyfriend, because that's something I had to do growing up, until what you are is specifically used as an insult, until kids are literally abused abused and fucking killed to keep them from being something that you are, until there are literal laws in the books that allow people to fucking kill you and claim that they had some kind of straight panic, then you can have your straight pride. Until then, shut the entire fuck up. You do not need anything like this. We had to fight and die and bleed for something like this to happen. We had to fight and die and bleed for the right to exist in public. And to have the nerve to try to organize some kind of straight pride parade because you feel the need for a fucking participation trophy, when we've got this mother showing off text messages from her son hiding in the goddamn bathroom as this bitch was getting ready to barrel down on them.
One of the most traumatic things a mother, anyone would get from anyone they love in that situation. That person, he knew that he was going to die.
He knew he was about to die.
Yeah, and that's not, y'all ain't been through that shit. For that reason.
There is nobody killing people for being straight. It does not happen.
Zero.
There is nobody killing people.
Y'all don't deserve a pride. Y'all don't get
You don't need it. You get to exist in public. You get to exist in public and not have it be political.
You get to be the normality. I'm going to put the societal norm.
You get to be the default. You get to have romantic comedies and all sorts of stuff named after the things you do.
Advertisements. Y'all are in movies.
You get to be fucking proud of the fact that you got married, and you get to show off your spouse and stuff to everybody in your close circle.
Y'all don't get shit on by photographers and wedding cake designers and anything else wedding related just because you're gay. And they don't do that. We don't care to do you people.
You don't get any of this. And until that happens, shut the fuck up about getting any kind of straight pride.
You don't get you don't need it.
You don't need it.
All you're doing, you are all lives mattering pride.
And you need a brick thrown at you.
Stop.
You need a brick thrown at you just
again.
Because this is not it. Like, we've got the messages in front of us, and there's a part of me that doesn't even want to read them, but this is the reason why we put the trigger warning.
Like, there's more. Like, there's more to it.
Yeah, there's literally Eddie Justice, may he and the other 49 rest in peace. But he was sending text to his mom saying, "They're shooting up the club. I'm hiding in the bathroom. I'm going to die. I love you."
And then he also wrote for her to hurry,
to call the authorities.
And he was like, "He's in the bathroom with us." And then all he said after was, "He's a terror," and to respond to her, "He's in the bathroom with us." He said yes, and then he was dead.
Until you have something like that happen to you, and I don't mean getting shot up at a fucking country music concert, because that's not what the fuck this is, bitch.
Until you are targeted for death and prosecution and torture and sodomization.
Until you are legally fired
for loving who loves you back.
Until any of that happens,
you can sit it down.
You can sit on a cactus. You can sit on a cactus.
Like, period. Because you just want to cause. Y'all just want to do it just because y'all fucking feel like it.
Like, what in
y'all don't have Nazis marching at your party. Let's talk about that.
Yeah,
y'all don't have police protected Nazis marching at your party.
Exactly.
Y'all don't have protesters at your shit. At all. We don't waltz around with signs talking about like, "Oh, breeders are disgusting." We don't do, but guess who's at every pride without fail?
Exactly. And here's the thing: you can try to act all hurt about, "Oh no, they called me a breeder. I'm being oppressed."
No, you're not.
Because until the rest of that stuff happens to you, some queen getting tired of you and your straight nonsense calling you a fucking breeder is going to be the worst that happens to you. You're still going to wake up and have a job. You're still going to have your car. You're still going to be able to visit your spouse in the fucking hospital if they get hurt. You're still going to be able to do all of these things all over the country without any kind of inhibition. Until something like that changes, stop. Stop talking, log off, learn something, and shut the fuck up. I'm done. Much better.
Yeah.
Dude, I could literally hear the crack in your neck after that.
There's a lot of stress.
The fact that people want to try to create a straight pride anything incenses me beyond my usual list of things that piss me off. Because you've known me for a decade and a half, just about. We've known each other for half of our lives, literally.
Mm-hmm.
You know that there are very few things that truly infuriate me. And I've said this on the show before. It's fucking with kids, fucking with my sleep, and piss poor management are the three things that that incense me. I feel like whataboutism needs to be added to that list.
Yeah.
Because what about me? What about my straight feelings? Shut up.
Really. It's not about you. Never will be. Thank you. And
it's not about you or your feelings.
It's really not. Invalid.
They're inconveniencing me. The gays level. Shut up.
The gays literally do nothing to you. Nothing happens to you.
You can go around.
Really? We can't because we have to navigate through y'all. Y'all can go around us.
Like, I'm concerned about how the kids feel. Maybe the kids
don't care.
The kids really don't care.
They don't care.
And
they're trained to care. They're raised to care.
And the bonus part about that is that the kids are just going to be like, oh my God, that looks cool. They're not going to care about the sexuality part of it.
They don't care.
And here's the other thing is that, whatever you do, because I already said this earlier, irrespective of what you do, that kid is going to have the orientation that they had from day one.
I saw so. Let me not. That's going to make this. That's going to take this serious away from this rant.
Huh?
What I was about to just say.
Here's the thing. I grew up watching dozens upon dozens of straight relationships, and I still like dick.
I watched so much Cinemax After Dark.
Still like dick.
I was watching For the Man After a certain bit. I'm like, I couldn't see nothing, but I sure could imagine. Didn't change a lick. I still love the dick.
No amount of outside stimuli is going to change that. Yeah, you can
Period.
try. Yeah, you Pence can try to electrocute it out of us. But
let's not even go there. Let's not go there.
JR, do you have anything you feel like you need to get off your heart or anything?
No, not for the most
Did we
part.
say it all for you?
But I do think that it's important that you guys did say that. As a straight man myself, I've never gone through any of the thing that you guys have gone through, and at least for me, it means a lot to hear that from you guys.
Mm.
I feel like I should respond to that, but I don't know how.
I don't. I was going to say the same thing. I don't know how to respond to that.
It's not a bad. I don't know how to respond to it. It's just a.
That's not something we're used to hearing.
Exactly.
It's not something we're used to hearing.
I think that's unfortunate.
Exactly. Okay.
Real outro time.
Real outro time. That wraps up yet another episode of the Baldwin Kids. If you've got any questions, comments, great ideas, or just want to say hi, please shoot us an email at askthebkcast@gmail.com, or you can give us a like and a DM on our Facebook and Instagram pages. You just type in the Baldwin Kids and we should pop up. You can also get a hold of me on the Twitter. I am at the Iron Magnus. That's TheIronMagnus.
I'm on Instagram as Vesta with 2 underscores. My album Love Notes is out everywhere.
Mm-hmm. With the calligraphy for the album title done by your boy.
Yeah, did I write that down? I sure did write that down. I was trying to make sure I didn't leave you out of that.
I was going to say, I helped. I'm so proud.
Right. He wrote the calligraphy on the top of the album, which really helped with the aesthetic. Because you know those like old school daddy R&B albums that they pull out that have like the cursive? That's exactly my inspiration for that. That's why I did that.
And you knew I had really nice handwriting.
Yeah. I'm like, can you write love notes for me? Sick. Send me that.
And I did.
It's out everywhere. Amazon Tidal for sure. I actually checked them actually on Tidal.
Oh, bitch.
Me and Prince are 1 degree of separation away. Apple Music, Spotify, all that good shit. I'm everywhere. Find me, listen to me, show me to your friends.
Get into it. Laugh it. Dance with the devil.
Please, because that's one of the shadiest songs I've written.
And there's, let me not.
Let's not spill all the tea. Let's let them sip it for themselves.
Speaking of tea, let me just reach down here. And I think that's actually it, y'all. JR said that you don't really have any social stuff. So if you have any questions, comments, or anything for him.
A round of applause for our guests.
Thank
I said
you.
a round of applause. Why was the only one clapping?
Because I just realized I think he's the first straight one we've had. No, second.
I
I thought I could have a title now.
Keith and TJ. Duh.
Maybe I'm just dumb then. Never mind. Anyway, y'all, we are a TSRP Network podcast, and we will see y'all next time. Drink water, take your meds, and do better.